Still the same. But anyway, remember that, and of course, just continue to remember things of the church and pray for one another. That's always important. Pray for one another. Remember those things that's in here. Today's the nursing home, so remember that. Brother Bill this morning, he's going to bring the message for us. Looks like it's snowing out there, but we're not going to worry about that. Since we're here, if we can't get home, yeah, you'd rather go home, though, wouldn't you? No, you'd rather stay home. Yeah, we'll not worry about it. There's nothing we can do about it anyway, are we? Right. So this is winter time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Letter time.
Does anybody else have any announcements this morning? Yes.
I'd like to remind everybody, and I hope everybody knows about it, but we're having a birthday get together next Sunday, 3 to 5 for Mom, and everyone's invited.
Remember that? Anything else?
Sub sale, Wednesday's the last of bringing your orders, please.
Okay. You mark on those subs which team you want to win or not? No? So you get one sub for this one for the other one?
No, that's too complicated.
Too complicated.
We can mark it on.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that as a contest and find out who gets the. Yeah, Seattle? Okay. Okay. I tell you what we'll do this morning. We'll take prayer requests, and I know there's a lot we need to pray about. So someone on my left have a prayer request this morning. Yes.
Larry's not doing very well, might be going to the ER.
Okay. Remember Larry? Yes.
Please remember Cole in prayer. He goes to the cardiologist tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So please be praying.
So I asked you this morning, so how's things going? Have you just still having some difficulties?
Yeah, I noticed his heartbeat doesn't seem as fast, but it seems very hard. So a little faster, not as fast as it was, but he's not having those dizzy spells, praise God. But just his heartbeat still seems a little beating very hard.
Yeah.
So
That's
we'll know more tomorrow.
Sure. Yes.
Have the church will keep my lost loved ones in prayers, and let's continue to pray for our congregation, our leadership, our country, our politicians, our fellow brothers and sisters being persecuted, even some of them martyred in Jesus Christ's name. And I also have got a friend that his wife is having a difficult problem, and he told me go ahead and use her name. Her name is Melissa Super. I guess it's Suver is what he told me on. Melissa Super. And he said that he would feel honored if we would pray for her.
Many of you have heard me mention about Gerald Moore. This is Tom Moore's brother. Yesterday took him to squad. This is the 5th time within about 2 months. Complications one after another. We've read in the Word where God gives us a forewarning. Let's hope it's not that, but sometimes, God comes on the scene. Let's pray that whatever it is that God's dealing with him about, that he'll understand. And he's already dedicated his life to the Lord. He's already said he's made his profession of faith. Nonetheless, this is inconvenient for him, just as well as it would be with any of us. Like I said, this is about the 5th time that he's going to take my squad. One time was a chopper came out. But one thing after another, Tom, he thought he lost him yesterday. He was in the car. He said he went out and said he thought he lost him. And they called the squad. He got him in the house. And then I guess he collapsed in there, so they took him to Heartland. And I talked to him this morning, and he's going to let us know anything that, pray that it's always an uneasy feeling when someone's in a family like that. God's speaking with. We don't know what God's aim or intention is, But God don't do things just on a fluke. There's always a reason. You know, we see where God says, clean your house. Make sure your house is in order. I don't know if this is it or not, but he's already made his profession of faith. And he's ready to go. He's ready to go. But nonetheless, this is complicated. Pray for Tom.
Remember our children also free to ask me.
Yes, this. Okay.
Man,
How about the right? Anybody? Yes.
But to keep, I'd asked the church to keep my mom in prayer. She's having knee surgery on February the 2nd. And I know you all been praying for my brother that he had a run-in with a cow again the other day and probably got broken ribs and a laceration on his arm, but refuses to go to the doctor. So mom's worried about him, but just remember that both of them in your prayers, please.
Okay. With that? Yes, Joe.
My daughter lives down in West Virginia. I'd like for the congregation to pray for her. Something saved on the strength of her heart. She just talked to me about God and the Bible. I'd like to see her turn her life over.
Yes. With that. Yeah.
I have a nephew I like the church that we pray for. He's having trouble with clarity of mind. He kind of hallucinates, and he was such a fine young Christian man. And now he's like all of us. He's getting older, and I don't know what's going on with his mind, but I'm sure God has. Let's keep him in our prayers.
Okay. With that. Someone else? Eric?
Pray for my sister Jackie. She's going through a problem right now. I'm just praying that God will guide her.
Anything else? Okay. Unspoken requests this morning. Okay, those would like to gather in with the altar, we'll have united prayer. Brother Bill, take the floor.
gracious Lord, once again, Father, we're so thankful. Father, we're indebted to you, everything, God. Lord, you lay these on our lives, Father, for the benefit of God. God, I thank you for all that you've done. Thank you, Lord, for a place for brothers and sisters to come together, Lord, and have good fellowship, and they come to worship. Now we ask you, Lord, that you'd speak out of here today. We know, God, that the crowd like this, there are those that's carrying heavy burdens, Father. Let us, Father, for a moment in time, Father, set the things outside this the walls, Father, and Lord, that we allow you to speak to each one of us, Father. Draw us in closer to you, God, where we feel, Father, your presence and everything, Lord, said and done. Lord, we ask you for the names that's been mentioned, Father, for those who went on, Lord, the funeral that's going to be partaken, Father, tomorrow. We ask you, Lord, that you help these individuals to deal with the situation, Lord. It's appointed to man, Father, to lead. Father, it's the position that we hold in our lives, Father, according to our destination after we leave. Father, we ask you now, Father, to go with those, Lord, that has a sibling that's lost, for those in the nursing home, those that's in the hospital, Father. Lord, we ask you to undertake in their lives, Father. We know, God, that you're using things like that to awaken us out of the sleep. Father, there's everything, God, that's done in our lives. We know it's done for us a particular reason. Now we ask you, Lord, to go with the uplifting hands, the silence of everything, God, that we have in our lives that we don't wish to speak about, Father. Lord, only you know the contents of every one of them, and we ask you, Father, that you help us to deal with these situations, Lord. But somehow today, Father, we'd allow you to speak to us, Father, knowing, God, that we would leave, Father, knowing, God, that we have met with the Master, the Creator, as it is, Father. I ask you now, Father, to draw us in closer together. Lord, speak to us through your word. Touch the songs and testimonies. Most of all, Father, we come expecting a blessing to understand, Lord, that we're your people, Father. And Lord, we're most blessed to have this privilege of the liberty, the freedom, what freedom we have. Father, we ask you for the confrontation, Lord, the military, the leaders, the missionaries, Lord. It's all over in this era, Father. We actually accompany them, Father, and most of all, they can see your direction. It's so sweet to understand, Father, that you guide your children to every tomorrow. Lord, I thank you for what you've done yesterday, today, Father, what you're going to do tomorrow. Now I ask you, Father, to bless the season that's made, Father. We've come together in your name. In your name, we pray these things.
Ask the choir to come up at this time. While they're coming, share a little bit about the retreat with you, fellas, that went, and we certainly enjoyed it. It was a good night. There was some good preaching. Just a lot of good things go on at the retreat. If you've not been there, some of you been, it'd be a real treat for you to go. And we always enjoy going. There was over 400 men there this time. So you imagine 400 men all together. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Good time of singing, preaching. You know, we had a lot of fun, a lot of good, clean fun. Yes. And that's always enjoyable. So it was a joy to be able to go. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to go. And the Lord allowed me to go. To share with these guys. And, you know, we learn things from one another when we go. A lot of crazy things. But, you know, those guys that went, you know what I'm talking about. But one of the preachers, he got up to preach and he's talking about some things. He said, I had a dream last night. Yeah. And he begins to tell a story. And he picks out one of the pastor, which was Tim Stout. He told a story about that. Yeah, I thought he was serious in the beginning. Yeah. Didn't you guys think that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was really enjoyable. That's right. And I appreciate that. So just remember, you know, next year when it comes time, you think about it. Think about doing it. Yeah.
Let's get a hymnal, and let's turn to 335, Love with Me. I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despair. good health, love, lifted me. 589, let's all be standing and shake hands. What a friend we have with you.
Joe said if you like any of them songs, she's got the guitar tabs for that.
Okay.
You got a good one there.
You can be seated. We'll have the ushers come take up the offering. That says Jimmy Dance.
Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you, Father, for this day that you granted us. Thank you, Father, for this gospel that you have supplied for us to be in the Lord, we thank you, Father, for this day. We thank you, Lord, for all the souls that are here today that you give us and related to you here. Lord, we thank you, Father, for the many blessings that you bestow upon us. We pray, Father, that you will bless this offering. That the gospel that did it be used in the way that you would have it used. In this holy name, we pray and give you thanks. Amen.
Good. Tim? Let's sing 693. What a day that is. There is coming a day when no heartache shall come, no more clouds in the sky, no more tears in the eyes, our streets forevermore on that Huh? You guys ever catch yourself doing that? Oh, yeah. You don't do that. Let's sing this last verse again. Let's just turn it up a little bit louder. There'll be no sorrow there, no more burdens to bear, no more sickness, no pain, no more parting over there, and forever I will be with the one who died for me. Yes. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be, when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land, what a day, glorious day that will be. Glory to God.
Who's singing today? Brother Gene? All right. Brother Gene's gonna come and sing for us, so you'll be in prayer for him. And you know it's not out of order to have a testimony. Right. You can brag on the Lord. I heard some bragging on the Lord when I was at the retreat. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Amen.
Anybody want to getting ready?
If you're in this place this morning and don't feel the presence of the Lord, pinch yourself.
He's here.
I'm telling you, I love this little church and I love the freedom we have as we worship God, and
That's right.
both money can't buy that. I love the peace that I get when I leave this little place. It follows you all through the week.
See all the visitors back through there. Right. See some new faces. Always good to see as many in the churches Sunday mornings we possibly did. So, before I start, I want to thank the Neighborhood Grace. I sang Friday. I was supposed to sing Friday down at the Rebecca House in Springfield, and I'm going through some vertigo and inner ear infection. And Jimmy and Helen and Sarah joined me down there, and I don't know what I'd have done without them, because I don't think I could have made 45 and then 55 minutes with just me. So I sure appreciate him being down there and being willing to get up and do most of it, actually, if I'm being honest. So I appreciate that, and you can tell my voice still kind of squeaking, so, but we don't worry about those things. We just go ahead and obey the Lord, do what we're supposed to do, and it comes out the way it comes out. So. Lord, sometimes I am guilty of worry in the night, but I never seen worry change one thing in my life. And Lord, you've always been there, and you've always seen me through. And when I trust, there's nothing So take this old heart, Lord, make it brand new. For only you can make it into something that you can use. And Lord, I want to thank you for the mercy you have gave. For it's only by your grace that I know I live to say, I will always need you through all of my days. For without your love, I would surely lose my way. And through the valleys low and the mountains so high, I will always love you through all of my life.
Amen.
On the cross as they hung him, shame was forsaken. As they drove the nails in his hands and his feet, and as death closed his eyes and his cries went to heaven, oh, Father, forgive them. I could hear him repeat. One morning past daybreak, as the crowd slowly gathered, like the sheep he was humble to his Father's own will. So sad was his face that the birds hushed their singing, and they were walking my Lord up Calvary's hill. When in the tomb where they lay him, death could not hold him. He was God's only Son, this world here below. And on the cross he would give us the plan of salvation. I want to thank Jesus for his coming again. And one morning past daybreak, as the crowd slowly gathered, like the sheep he was humble to his Father's own will. So sad was his face that the birds hushed their singing, and they were walking my Lord up Calvary's hill. They were walking my Lord up Calvary's hill.
Yes.
Up on that cruel tree at Calvary, but there my precious Savior cried, forgive them, for they know not what they do, and forsake your friend, for you he died.
Yes.
His hand is gently not
knocking on your door, and outside he's pleading to come in. His heart is breaking as he waits for you to free your soul from all your sins. Those cold thorns that pierce my Savior's head, and the blood was flowing down his face. In shame for faith, there he hung and died. Oh, sinner friend, and his hands knocking on your door, and outside he's pleading to come in. And his heart is breaking as he waits to free your soul from every sin. Well, someday he's coming back to claim them, and we'll fly to heaven's golden shore. And a crown of life he gives us all that day. With him we'll live forevermore. And his hands knocking on the door, and outside he's pleading to come in. His heart is breaking as he waits for you to wash you free from every sin. To wash you free from every sin.
Amen.
I was just sitting there thinking while King was speaking, you know, church, what a privilege we have to be able to come and worship. I was thinking of other places in the world, thinking, you know, we have a real privilege to be able to come and to open God's Word, to be able to hear it preached. I'm thankful for that. And most of all, I'm thankful for Him. Thankful to know one day when this life comes to an end, there's a whole lot better place to go. Thank the Lord for that. Anything else, we'll go to Bill. You're up.
It's always good to be in God's house. Always look and anticipate what He's about to do. What He's about to do. If you take and drop an individual in an ocean, what do you get? You get a saturated individual, don't you? You don't. You get a saturated individual with what? Water. Because that's its surrounding. When we go to retreat, we shut the world off. That's what we do. We shut the world off. We allow God to speak. 48 hours. We allow God to speak. 48 hours. God has done a mighty thing. Always does. He has always, and He always will. He does a mighty thing. There's been decisions that's been made. There's been lives that's been changed. Callings that's been come because of the retreat. Because of the retreat. I thank God for the privilege, the freedom, the opportunity to go. I don't count it short of God's blessing. Because when you go to the retreat, you know He's going to give you something. He's going to give you something. Not only that, but you know, you draw closer. You draw closer to the Lord. You draw closer to one another. You learn more of one another. And that's what it's all about. It's to learn more of one another. If you have your Bible, I hope you do. Numbers chapter 16. I was on my way to church this morning, and there's an individual who slowed up for an STOP sign and didn't stop. And I almost got creamed. And I said, "You human." That's what I said, "You human." Because it's human, isn't it? That's human to do that. When you look both ways right quick, you think, she went like this. You know, sometimes I think God looks down and says, "You human. You human. You've got this all of abundance at your fingertips, and you don't use it. You don't use it. There's many blessings. The Bible calls them gifts, understanding, discernments. God, but we have to remain in a humble and a meek attitude. Number 16, we see a rebellious few individuals. Kind of remind you of our life when God speaks to us, and I'm not ready for that. I can't do that. That's rebellion. Rebellion is against God's word. He doesn't take kind of that. He doesn't take kind of that. I don't know about you, but I want all the blessings that God's got for me. All of them. We have to remain ever so humble. The second word, Korah, was of the tribe of Levi. Matter of fact, he was the great-grandson of Levi. He wasn't satisfied with being a doorkeeper at the tabernacle. A doorkeeper is, you build up and you tear down, and you did all the instruments in the house, the tabernacle, and you took the offerings and you give them to the high priest. That's a very high call. Matter of fact, it's next to the priesthood. It's next to the priesthood. And they rose up. Rose tells me that they're in rebellion. I want something greater than what I got. Doesn't mankind always want more, 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 more? Always want more, more, more. Rose up before Moses, certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes. Now, I didn't say 250 laymen, 250 princes. Matter of fact, they were renowned individuals. There was high authority. Against the assembly, famous for congregation of men of renown. These are individuals who had a name. They come up against Moses. Now, let's not forget, this is in the valley of Zin, Z-I-N, close to Kadesh, Barnea. And this is more than just halfway through their wilderness. And let's not forget what all they've seen. They've seen a many things. We see God move, but yet tomorrow we'll forget it, and we'll go about our lives as though we never saw the blessing, like we never felt it. But it's there nonetheless. And they rose up against Moses. Now, could this be, if you go back in chapter 3, there was a process of elimination. Now, Korah was one of the oldest. But nonetheless, if you go back there, chapter 3, in verse 41 to 45, we see the elimination. It's given to somebody else. This duty is given to somebody else. And it's given, the Levites has got it, no doubt. But it's not given to the firstborn. And we see many times in the Bible where the firstborn is not necessarily the one chosen. Esau, we see that one. So maybe it's lingering in his mind all this time. How many times do we hold something? We got some animosity against something that's been said or done. Well, I deserve more than this. Why aren't I there? Or why aren't I here? I need this. I need that. Korah thinks, I can't help but think, that he thinks that he should be there. Chosen. But he's not. By the way, who chooses? God. God ordains position in his church. Can't you see if everybody did the same thing? Wouldn't that be chaos? God's not the author of confusion. We wouldn't have certain offices we wouldn't have. But nonetheless, I can't help but think that he's in rebellion about this. So they rose up against Moses. In verses 4, and Moses heard it, and he fell on his face. There's 6 times in the Bible where Moses falls on his face before God. Moses is a meek man. Always going before God on behalf of the Israelites. And I prefer to say that there's a lot of times, and God could show you, wait, blow your mind, how many times you brought some people into prayer and God has spared them from something. We'll not know that until we leave. We'll not know that until we leave. But God goes, he intervenes, he falls on his face before the Lord. He's meek. As a matter of fact, Numbers 12:3 says, now the man Moses was a very meek above all men, which are upon the face of the earth. Isn't that a good trait, to be meek before God, before the Creator? To have this inside of you to just humble yourself in all aspects of life. You know, that's what I desire. If you think about all that Moses has been through, of all he's learned, of all he's seen, I can't help but think that there's a certain part of his life he understands who he is, what he was sent for, to conduct his life for God. There's a task that he's doing. He's taking people clear across the country, a multitude of them. There's all different kinds of things that he encounters. Now, if you remember right back about 4 chapters, he had to run in with who? Miriam. And who? Aaron. Remember, they murmured against because he had an Egyptian wife. So here he is. Now he's got it against these people. And he still remains integrity. Integrity. We don't hear too much about that, do we? Integrity. But God expects that out of his church. We are the shine of this life. That's who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to shine before others. Our life is supposed to represent something that they desire to have, that they want, because it's completed. Because it's completed. And I know it's not finished until he says, come home. I know that. And he fell on his face and he goes before God. And the Lord gives him instructions. And he spoke unto Korah and to all the company, saying, tomorrow the Lord will show. The Lord will show. It's not what we think, what we know, what we understand, but it's what God will show. God gives directions in life. God puts who he wants, where he wants them, when he wants them, when he wants them. So we're going to go before the Lord, before the tabernacle. He says to take your censer and put fire in it and incense in it. And we'll see who God chooses for this. But don't you think Moses already knows? The distinguishing character of a man doesn't have to be told. It is showed, isn't it? It is showed. See, what a rebellious They put the fire in there. And they put the incense. And Moses said unto Korah, I pray you, the sons of Levi. Now he gets down into the patch. He says, it seems like a small thing unto you that the God of Israel separated you. Now if you go back, there's several places that he has separated these individuals for the work of the tabernacle. It's not enough that he has separated you from all the congregation to put you into this place. Think about what he's given us. It's not enough, church, that he's taken us out of this world and has given us something where we're headed home. But then he has to listen to our murmuring, our bickering, our badgering. You've got to admit, we do that from time to time because I deserve more than what I get. I think I ought to have more than what I get. There's times that I don't understand why complications has to come through my doors. But nonetheless, I have to remain with integrity. I do, I have to. God will show us. He'll let us know if we remain there. He'll show us.
Right.
To separate you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to him, and to the service of the tabernacle, Lord, to stand before the congregation to minister to them. These individuals ministered to the people, and they ministered to the tabernacle. What an obligation. Going both ways, both directions. Pleasing both. Trying to please both. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Wanted more. More. One of the highest functions of the office, next to the priest, and assistance to them. Be not anxious for more. For what you have, be satisfied. He wanted more, more, more. It is not chargeable with any fault. He did not take upon the office of the high priest. See, they was after Aaron's position. Where did Aaron get it? It come from God. Now these individuals come in, and they said, you take too much upon your own. We want some of that. And they said, all the congregation of Israel, we're all holy before God. But God didn't put all of them in that position. God called him to that. Aaron, he called him to that. And he hath brought thee near to here for all the brethren, sons of Levi, with thee, to seek the priesthood also. In other words, he's saying, you seeking the priesthood also? It's not enough where you're at. You want more? Ambition. Ambition. Ambition is okay as long as it's put in the right place in it. Ambition is okay as long as it's put in the right place. Again, verse 15. Moses falls on his face before the Lord. Church, there's times that we go before God on behalf of our lost children, those that we work with, our neighbors, those that we communicate with. There's times that we go before God, humble spirit, and asking him for the things that is right in their life, that they would surrender, they would find the need. That's what we do. What Moses did. Once again, he's coming before God on a prostrate position. On a prostrate position. 16 to 19 is ordered for the incense of the tabernacle, the door. This can also be referred to the house of judgment. The house of judgment. This is where the process of elimination is going to be conducted. In verse 20, it said, the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron, said, separate yourself. Now this is where the action takes place. This is where the action takes place. He said, separate yourself from among the congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Consume them in a moment. There's times our prayers holds together the life of those that's in our family that's lost. It can't help but happen that way. God honors prayer. Matter of fact, he inhabits the praises of his church. He inhabits them. That means he holds them together. And he answers Not the way always what we want. Read one of the commentators says, God will never say no. God will never say no. If our life is in tune with Him, it's either not now or later. He'll never say, nope. But there's got to be something in their life. They have to have a convicting spirit, sin sick as it is, to want something better than Satan has given them. Walk in the Spirit, you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Pride is one of the lusts. Pride, and it's about ready to come collapsing down. There's 3 of them. The other 2 are the tribe of Reuben. Can't help but think all that Moses has been through. This has got to be a man of stability. God has had God to give him some stuff within inside his heart that holds him together to see all this. Even after Miriam and Aaron, and now this. When he come down from the mountain, you remember the calf, the golden calf? All this, the parting of the sea, they've seen all this. They've witnessed this, but still there's revolting in their heart. There's still some animosity at positions. And he says, separate yourself from the congregation that I may consume them. He fell upon their face and said, here you are again, on their face. And he said, O God, of the spirit of all flesh, spirit of all flesh. There is a spirit in every one of us. Shall one man sin, and wilt thou wrath with all the congregation for one man? For one man? Remember Achan? Remember what happened there? He had the idols. What happened to his tribe or his family? They were all wiped out. Simply because of one man's sin. One man's sin. I told, I think, Sunday school class last week. You go into a box of snakes and you kill the big ones, and there's the little ones. What's the little one grow up to be? Big snakes, don't they? They grow up to be big snakes. And he's saying, will you consume all for one man's sin? I was telling Cole this morning, when I lived a life of sin, because of the sin I did, my family felt the effects of it. Right. Couldn't help but feel the effects of it. And I didn't realize what I was doing. I put food on the table, but my presence wasn't there. My guidance wasn't there. My relationship with my family wasn't there. When you know what God's done for you in your life, when you know what He can do, that makes a personal relationship. I don't have to go to my mother and ask her about God. I go to my closet. And a lot of closets opened up this weekend. A lot of closets opened up. Skeletons has come out. And God has intervened in our lives. And He has showed us and He guided us. There's a personal time. The vessel and the potter. With the creation and the Creator. There's got to be a personal time. Otherwise, it's no time. It's no time. You've got to have a personal time with God. It's a personal relationship. When I go before God, when all is said and done in my life, when I go before God, my mom can't go with me. Brothers and sisters can't go with me. It's me and my Lord. That's it. And He's going to open it up. And He's going to come to my name. He's going to come to my name. Can't help but come to my name. Because it says in the book, He's going to look to see what I've done. Just like every one of us. Right. He's going to see what we've done. It don't matter if I believe it or not. It's going to happen because the Word says it. He's going to open it up. He's going to come to my name. Now, I told you before, I don't want to see no minuses behind my name. I don't want to see no minuses. I want to hear well done. Because we strive, we've held integrity. We've held integrity. Verse 23, and he spake unto Moses, saying, speak to the congregation, get ye up from the tabernacle of Korah. As I was looking at this, look at this, the tabernacle of Korah. Not the tabernacle of the Lord, the tabernacle of Korah. Strange, isn't it? Where'd that go? Dathan and Abiram. And Moses rose up, went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men. He was telling these individuals, get away from them, get away from them. God told them to do something. Repercussion. There's a repercussion for everything we do. A repercussion or a blessing, a curse or a blessing, conviction or a blessing. Every one of us knows the right way to go. Every one of us knows the right path. But it's the restrictions that the flesh brings up. It is. It's the reflections that the flesh brings up. Because I want. But it doesn't amount to nothing when we leave, and we're leaving. It doesn't amount to anything. We won't take it with us. But they said, the word says that our rewards goes before us. Rewards go before us. That's not the reason I'm on the path, but it's nice that God lets me know that everything I do, He's still in a reward over in my corner, my little hut. He's still in a reward. I won't know until I get there what it is, how much. And we know in Revelations it says that we will judge the earth. We will judge the earth. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever God chooses in our life, that's fine. That's fine. So they rose up in tabernacle, and every man, or every side of Dathan, everyone come and stood at the door. Here's defiance. Here's defiance. They stood at the door. So they detested what was going to happen. They stood at the door. And their wives and their sons and little children. I told you everything we do involves the people around us. Everything. Everything we do. And Moses said, hereby you know that the Lord has sent